Hey guys, this is Joeteck from Joeteck Tips, the CCNA video series. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. This is Packet Tracer 3.3.3.3. I just wanted to say that. No, just kidding. All right, so this is Explore a Network. Just like the last Packet Tracer, you know how I'm a huge fan of this stuff. But this is also drawn out. Remember I asked you to play around and check out the things that you can do. Look at the size of this network. This is tremendous. This will be very similar to your final exam. It'll probably tell you to do VLANs and all kinds of doodads. And this is a very, very complicated network. As you can clearly see, there's intranets and there's internets and all kinds of doodads here. Wi-Fi access points and all the nice stuff that's here, but it's not really about that. It's about examining the traffic at each branch. So if you look at the objectives, examine internetwork traffic at branch, do the same thing for central, and then examine the internet traffic from branch. So we remember from what we did last Packet Tracer, which had us check out HTTP traffic. This is essentially doing the same thing, except it's asking for additional things like ARP, DNS, HTTP, TCP. You'll probably be asked to do this in your labs at school. I'm not sure if you really want to get into it here, but we will attack or do a little bit of it now. Background. This simulation activity is intended to help you understand the flow of traffic and the contents of data packets as they traverse a complex network. Communications will be examined at 3 different locations, simulating typical business and home networks. Not quite, but I'm just reading it. Take a few moments to study the topology displayed. The central location has 3 routers and multiple networks, possibly representing different buildings within a campus. The branch location has only 1 router with a connection to both the internet and a dedicated wide area network also known as a WAN. Connection to the central location. The home office makes use of the cable modem broadband connection to provide access to both the internet and to the corporate resources over the internet. The devices at each location use a combination of static and dynamic addressing. What this means is that dynamic means it's automatically received from the DHCP server, and static means that it's been hand coded the IP address. That's the difference between, that's what static means, like done manually, and dynamic means it changes on a regular basis. There's a lease that gets that resets you can set the time limit. I mean, most of them are 8 hours. You can make it less or more. The devices are configured with default gateways and domain name systems information as appropriate. So, in other words, there's a lot of crap here. Part 1, examine the network traffic at branch. So, we're at branch here. So they want us to examine the network. Step 1, switching from real-time to simulation mode. So remember how to do that, right? Boink. There's simulation mode. Click the simulation mode icon to switch from real-time mode to simulation mode. Verify that ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, DNS Dynamic Name Server, HTTP, and TCP are selected from the event list filters. So remember how we did that, right? Edit filters. Actually, they're already there. So ARP, DNS, HTTP, LLDP rather, and TCP. So let's say ARP, DNS, HTTP. So we need to remove one. We don't need that other one. That doesn't need to be there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just making sure that you're paying attention, so you need to remove one. Move the slider located below the play control buttons. Back auto pack capture. Hit this slider here. Move the slider located below the play controls button. Back auto capture. All the way to the right. Generate traffic using a web browser. Currently, the simulation panel is empty. In the event list at the top of the simulation panel, there are 6 columns. Remember, we've been through this before. Across the heading, as traffic is generated and step through the events displayed in the list, the info column is used to inspect the contents of the particular event. The panel to the left of the simulation panel displays topology, which we don't have it really maximized. I guess we could do that. Currently, the simulation panel is empty. In the event list at the top of the simulation panel, there are 6 columns listed across the heading, which we've been through before on the last packet tracer. As traffic is generated and step through, events display in the list. The info column is used to inspect the contents of the particular event. That's this column here. All right, so now, so now we go to the sales PC. We're going to go. We're starting with this right here. Click the sales PC on the far left. So let's move this over so we can see. Whoop, wrong one. So we're going to sales, right? And click the desktop. I'm sure web browser next. Web browser icon, open it up. And then we type in this information. Copy and paste. Control C, because right click on this does not work. Control V, paste, and we hit go. And then we immediately see information display on here. Click on the DNS info box, which is there. Whoop, where'd it go? I hate when this happens. There we go. It's not what I wanted either. Let's move it over here. Here, can we do that? Okay, we can do that. I don't want it docking into the stupid packet tracer. I want to be able to see it. All right. Click the DNS info box in the outlayers. DNS is listed for layer 7. Layer 4 is using UDP to contact the DNS server on port 53. DNS is always port 53. Both the source and the destination both the source and the destination IP addresses are listed. What information is missing to communicate with the DNS server? Let's see. So I just wanted to verify what the DNS server is. So the IP address is there. So I went to the config side of the PC sales PC, and DHCP is here. It's grabbing an IP address, but the DNS server IP address is here. So it's not an IP address. It's at 53, so I'm not really quite sure what it's asking for. What information is missing to communicate with the DNS server? Nothing. It's here. Click Auto Capture Play. Let's do it. Doink. Check it out. Look at the stuff moving along. That's like the simulation right there for you. So let's see. Let's click on this DNS. It's pretty neat, actually. Again, I really don't want this to go out of control. This get HTTP traffic. Check that out. go into the phone. Pretty wild. Oh, buffer full. Gotta love it. Clear the event. We'll try it again. Auto capture. Well, it looks like we are 100% full here. So that ends this. I wish I could go further. I have no idea how to fix this. I did hit clear event list. It's not allowing it. See, it says no capture right here. No captures. So obviously the simulation is actually malfunctioning. Great. We love when that happens. So it doesn't make any sense. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me hit reset simulation. Let's see if that worked. Nope. All right. Well, as you can, like I said, you can go along with this rest of this process, the rest of this packet tracer example here. There's quite a bit to go through. It's just checking out what the packet tracer, receives, on the other end of the data, because you'll be probably using Wireshark most likely. This is not a true packet tracer. This is all simulated. There's nothing real about it, and the view of it is a little different. You're going to most likely be using Wireshark, and that's more useful because that's capturing real data. They're going to tell you never to use Wireshark on a local network unless asked to do so, because they have to most likely remove the couple of machines off the network, so you're not pounding the bejesus out of everything and looking at everything, especially port probing. Do not do port probing either on your local area network in school or wherever you're at. There, you don't like that, because you'll be probing every machine in the whole building, and they will know that you're doing that. They'll get notifications at the router, and if it's a rogue machine, then they'll block you, and then they'll talk to you tomorrow or that same day. So anyway, as you can clearly see, that there is a lot more to do here, but you're just reviewing. It's real simple. You saw what we did earlier. It's just looking through each one of those packets and checking out what layer it's actually running on. This is how you know with the ISO model, and understanding what layer each protocol or application, whatever it is, what layer each one is at. And this is a large packet tracer activity. It'd probably take you a good 45 minutes to an hour to do it, but I don't want to go 45 minutes to an hour doing this. So we're going to go straight to number 4, chapter 4. We're going to be diving into packet tracer 4.2.4.5, connecting a wired and wireless LAN instructions. If you like this video, please thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.